The Bounty Hunters. Sir, Oh, you son of a bitch, it was a test. God damn it, Mustard says as he arrives near the port-side airlock of the Chainbreaker to find Pukey and Cindy dressed very stylistically in a cross between formal outfits and old-school pirate outfits, with Pukey carrying a briefcase that obviously has a lot of money in it. It's the fact that Pukey's rocking a tricorn hat with coat, vest, and his pants tucked into shinning leather boots is throwing him off. Cindy in the fancy Victorian-looking gown is downright mundane by comparison. Granted, a miniature pink-scaled dragon lady with absurd proportions in a scarlet dress should never look normal, but here it is. Something like that. Tell me, did you all stumble onto the easy and obvious answer? Mind your manners and offer cash. Yea, mercenaries only fight when sufficiently provoked or paid. In either case, they can still be bribed. Mustard remarks with a frown. Why the test? Don't you trust us? Unquestionably. However, it's my job to make sure that you're all at the top of your game, which is more than battle tactics, skill in combat, and a well-stocked armory. It also means that you need to know when and how to pick your fights. I still want tactics in case they decide to or are paid to turn hostile, but I'm certain half the plans include wish them good day and don't start anything stupid. Something like that, sir, Mustard remarks with an annoyed tone of voice. My own includes a fair amount of flirting in several regards. Well, you can also update the information on Isma the Huntress to get her to start talking about her innumerable grandchildren. Turns out, she's a grand matriarch who can effectively be the genesis point of an entire city's worth of people, but also is basically a sweet granny as much as a walking Vietnam flashback. Pukey explains. Darling, it's time to go. We want to arrive right in time to cause a big splash. Cindy says softly and Pukey nods. You're right, of course. Come, let us grace the High Roller Casino with our presence. Pukey remarks with a grin. By the by, have you gotten a call from those girls yet, Mustard? Or they not cutting it with you? Oh, haha. I'm actually meeting with them in about an hour and... Mustard's answer is cut off when the door opens and a badly beaten, but still alive, woman is lying on the doorstep. There's a printout of her bounty sheet and the value of 10,000 credits. What the fuck? Get the hat, it seems he's got a suitor or three, Cindy remarks as she looks at the back of the paper that Pukey just picked up. He turns it around and his eyebrows go up and a grin crosses his face. Interesting. You heard the doctor. Fetch Bongani. This is for him, Pukey orders. I'm still just a nurse with a focus on cybernetics, not an actual doctor, Cindy remarks with a giggle. You're doctor enough to operate on me, he remarks. Emergency meatball surgery on a madman that's also sex incarnate does not qualify me as a doctor. Cindy protests with a giggle. What the hell is going on? The hat demands as he walks in with Mr. T right next to him. This mess is addressed to you, Bongani. Deal with it, Pukey orders as there's a honking horn nearby. And now our driver is getting impatient. Such a pain. We better hurry. Goodness knows what he'll do when bored. I know, and it terrifies me. Pukey jokes and she giggles happily. Sir, madam. Airfarce greets them as they approach and helps them into a very shiny black and chrome air car that's effectively a stretched-out Lincoln Futura. I still can't believe that you salvaged one of these. It was weeks ago, Airfarce protests, and it's still absurd. We may be repurposing the cells on the Chainbreaker, but I didn't expect you to turn them into a multi-story garage for all your stolen air cars. Pukey remarks as he opens the door for Cindy, who climbs in. I've got 5 vehicles and I only use them half the time. The van we use on most missions, our new truck, this and 2 bikes. Not to mention one of those bikes belongs to Onyx and she's teaching Jade all about them even as we speak. Airfarce half rants and Pukey rolls his eyes as he slips into the car beside Cindy. Damn it, man. Can we just have one nice night together? Of course not. As your subordinate, I'm legally obligated to remind you that not only does your shit stink, but it stinks hard. Airfarce taunts him before freezing as he feels what seems to be a gun to the back of his head. Then he relaxes and turns around with an annoyed look. Pukey mimes shooting him with the finger gun and he rolls his eyes in response. Stop teasing him, dear. We're out for a fun night and to make ourselves known at the local casinos. Nothing scary or dramatic, though it has been too long since I've played a proper game of cards. Cindy notes. That's what happens when you beat the entire crew without mercy. We get real leery about playing. Airfarce remarks with a chuckle. I can't help it. You chumps have the worst way with cards I've ever seen. You're as straightforward as laser blasts, always so surprised when I bluff you all to bits. That's because someone is too cute to remember to be scared of, and then you took too big a bite for us to ever forget. Pukey remarks, and Cindy breaks out into helpless giggling. See that? That right there is why we kept underestimating you. Airfarce remarks as he weaves through the city and quickly pulls in front of the neon lights and blaring music of the High Rollers Casino and entertainment extravaganza. Just give me a ring when you want out. I'll be giving this baby a bit more polish back at the ship, Airfarce says as Pukey helps Cindy out. Of course. Take your time, we'll be eating out as well. Suit yourself, it's meatloaf night, Airfarce says, and Pukey pauses. Oh no, we're eating here at the casino. You're not getting takeout from the ship, Cindy commands him. But it's meatloaf night, Pukey protests with a big smile. Oh please, just because you and yours are addicted to lethal levels of damn near everything doesn't mean that other things can't taste good, she explains as she leads him into the casino. The entrance guides them to the side, and almost right away it opens up into a red carpeted room with brass fittings, less gaudy than your former workplace. The gilded gold is a hard act to follow in the terms of gaudy, Cindy remarks. Now come on, the lackey tables are open. Right, explain lackey to me again. It seems like blackjack, but there's stealing, Pukey asks, before shaking himself a little and taking on a much smoother, much more pleasant demeanor. He mentally steps out of the mindset of Pukey, the soldier who keeps going even when he's lost his lunch, and becoming Gregory, devoted but mostly innocent husband. It's like putting on a jacket but mental. Right, well, we use a 3-color, 90-card deck. 3 different cards are drawn as the goals, and then you get 2 cards. 5 are laid out on the table face up. Every player can take 3 more cards with more and more cards added to keep 5 up on the table. Every player tries to find as many ways to combine their cards and the cards on the table into those matches for the cards that were drawn over and over again. If one of the 3 2s is visible, then a 2 by itself is good. A 2 and a 10 is better. A 2, a 10, and 2 5s is great, understand? Yes, easy to think about, but the more people are in the game, the harder it will be. Gregory considers as he realizes how much of a massive mess it would be with even just 4 players. There's a bit more to it. There's the bluffing and the blocking and meeting the bets of your fellow players or stepping back. Most games of chance are really just big mind games, Cindy explains happily. I'm not sure the kind of mind games I've been trained for would be all that appropriate here. Gregory muses somewhat. Intimidation doesn't tend to get you very far in organized gambling. Well, maybe for getting a debt collector to back off. Hi there. I'm Cindy. This is my Gregory. What's the buy-in? Cindy chimes out as she bounces up to the nearest table. The dealer, a 4-armed rabbi, looks from Cindy to Gregory before blinking. Of course, the buy-in is 200 credits, the dealer says as a Tret woman already at the table looks them up and down a bit, as does a desert Nagasha who eyes up Gregory enough to make Cindy glare at her in annoyance. No need for hostility. It's not often that we get such a fine-looking man in here. Can't blame them for looking, can you? The dealer asks, and Cindy sighs before nodding. Just deal me in. Cindy says before glancing around. "And no girls. We're not looking for more wives. I'm looking to have a good night out with my man. Will he be dealing in as well, or—" "No, thank you. I'm not fond of leaving things to chance," Gregory says, before smiling and bending down to kiss Cindy on the top of the head. "My little love here adores it, however. It's a thrill she can't get enough of. I'd not be able to get enough of another kind of thrill in her place." The Tret woman mutters just loudly enough for the keen-eared dealer and the very much paying attention Gregory to notice. "Pardon me, but what did you mean by that?" Gregory asks her, and she seems taken aback. "Oh, nothing. I was just lamenting. Anyways, why don't we start the game?" she asks, and Cindy nods brightly as the cards are dealt out. She glances over her cards and refuses to let what she's thinking play over her face. There is, however, a universal groan around the table as the goals for this round are 23, 19, and 30, all high numbers. Gregory looks away from the game with a pat on Cindy's shoulder to let her know to thump him with her tail if she needs his attention. He then begins scanning the room. 8 other tables, 3 of them roulettes of some kind, a dice game on the other 3, and more lackey being played. The next room over has a large number of automated gambling machines. They're shaking up enough for the Japanese game of pachinko rather than slots. He can hear the rattling of innumerable ball bearings clearly. The opposite direction lets him see a bar with vague writing that look like betting odds, as a large projection on the far wall show a fight from Section 2 in many different angles. Along the upper walls of the room are tiny decorative patterns that look like dark vines and flowers, but Gregory's cybernetic eye is able to zoom in enough to let him see that there are cameras roughly every 2 meters. The whole casino is watched from every side but inside the customers. Anyone so much as passes wind in here and the owners will know it. "Very interesting," he notes to himself as he continues his scan to see the local security. A lot of them are in plain clothes, pretending to be gamblers at the machines or winning at the tables. It's a good setup. Not only are your guards right in the middle of anything that starts, but they encourage actual customers to spend more money on a hot table. The actual guards are in the same skin-tight number the master of the station wears and have some more standard-looking body armor on top of it. Their sidearms are in thigh holsters, and a black staff weapon that Gregory would put a lot of money on being equipped with a taser function of some kind is held in hand. All told, the place is clean, professional, and well-run from the looks of things, which only makes Pukey more paranoid instead of less. But Gregory, on the other hand, seems absolutely oblivious.